Next item, 6.5. I'm really excited about this one. Consideration of presentation of community development, CalRecyle illegal disposal grant activities and results. Director Maria Turner, Shannon Walker-Smith, and I see we have Damian Marks. Oh, and we have Marcus Beltramo.
We have been excited to bring this to the board too. Maria Turner, Community Development Director. My only role here today is to take all this credit. But I'm going to pass it off to the team that actually did the work and made a huge difference in our communities. Deputy Administrator Shannon Walker-Smith.
Thank you for giving us the opportunity to present an update on a grant that we received and started on July 1 of 2025, right? No, 24. July of 24, we started this project. It's a grant through CalRecyle, and it's the illegal disposal grant. And as part of this project, we put together a grant proposal that was a combination of property abatements around the county, looking at prevention measures to prevent future illegal dumping, some public awareness campaigning and public education, and then these free dump days, which we have completed and have some data to share with you today. That was the grant overview. So as part of this project, we proposed 50 properties to be cleaned up around the county. And we planned to clean up those properties in kind of a circular fashion, starting in Nice and working our way kind of around the county. We're a year into this 2-year grant, so we're about halfway completed. And to date, we have performed 12 of the abatements on identified properties. And then we have been able to get another 18 properties to self-abate. And that has been due to the work of our code enforcement officers, who mostly the Copter program officers, who worked very diligently in Nice, Lucerne, and Clear Lake Oaks with property owners to encourage self-abatement. And we currently have another 18 properties from the grant that were identified pending abatements, some of which will be self-abatement and some will be abatements that we perform. You can see in this photograph one of the signs that was placed after a property was cleaned up. This is before and after. This is a site in Nice. A couple of photos of it, and then a photo after it's been cleaned with our sign in the photograph. And then this is a photograph of one of the free dump days. So the efforts to encourage property owners to self-abate accumulated trash and blight from their properties included a combination of outreach and assistance. So we created a document to hand out to property owners, letting them know about the free dump days and encouraging them to self-abate. We also assisted many property owners, especially the elderly and disabled, through a crew of volunteers, a little bit different group each of the dump days. In addition to having the dump day set up, we had volunteers out in the community assisting folks to load up their trash and bring it to the dump day. So we provided that assistance through a network of volunteers. Here's a really good photograph of one of our dump days set up. It took us a little bit of time to like really get things locked in to the best possible layout for a dump day, but we just got consecutively better over time. And you can see in the top sign, we had a banner printed on our final dump day that showed our success advertising it to the community. What we did not do is do a lot of outreach ahead of dump days. We did not want to encourage people to hold on to their trash. So we mostly were just out in the communities that the dump days were going to be held in the week or 2 weeks ahead of the dump day, letting specific property owners know. And word got out a bit, and we didn't mind that word of mouth, but we purposefully didn't advertise these dump days. We wanted them to be really grassroots and community driven. So I'm trying to see where I'm at. We held 6 dump days in 3 cities over the spring. In Nice, we were at the Nice Fire Department on March 22nd and March 29th. In Lucerne, we were at the castle on April 26th and May 3rd. And in Clear Lakes Oaks, we were able to use the Moose Lodge facility on May 31st and June 7th. In those 6 days, which we were typically open from 8 in the morning and trying to wrap up by about 1 p.m., 2 p.m. In those 6 events, we were able to collect 1,377,460 pounds of waste, which blew us out of the water. We predicted that we might collect about 500,000. As the days were accumulating, we could see that we were going to far exceed that. And pretty early on, we had that banner printed that said we were going to collect 1 million pounds of trash because we could see the writing on the wall. For those free dump days, we contracted with 360 Hauling, and I want to thank Pascal, who's in the audience today. We did that in collaboration with Public Services and CNS Waste, and in conjunction with the franchise hauling agreement, made sure that we were meeting all of the requirements of that. Oh, what did I do? It like zoomed in.
Hit escape.
Yeah.
Escape.
Press escape.
Oh, there we go. Thanks, Bruno. So we feel that we had a very effective delivery method for getting this information out in the community. On the left-hand side, you can see the kind of flyer that we put out to property owners who we wanted to encourage to self-abate. We did that with help. We also had an additional flyer that was created by the AmeriCorps Circ team, who was another one of our volunteer groups. And between those, we distributed about 500 flyers to the community. And then just before events, we posted on our Facebook page. And some of this is repeat. The copter officers identified properties that self-abated was 28. Other properties that we had identified in the grant, which we also got to self-abate, was 32. So that's a total of 60 properties that we did not have to abate through code enforcement. Damien did a little bit of the working up of the math here to give you guys an idea about how much money that saved the county. So just based on staff time for abatements, the 60 self-abatements would equate to about $22,000 in just staff time in code enforcement, going through the process to abate these properties. And then additionally, there's that stat again, the 1.3 million pounds of trash we collected. And going back to the 60 properties that self-abated. I thought there was another slide that was about the abatement. Maybe it's still coming. So our final takeaways, we collected a lot of trash, 60 properties that self-abated, the 6 dump days, and members of the public. We have a slide about members of the public and some of the things that got said and told to us verbally. And then also on the back side of that form that we put out, we asked people to say a little something about how the self-abatement or this opportunity to self-abate helped them. And the volunteers made a huge difference. I think I want to go back. Well, I just have it on the slide here. So in addition to the $22,000 in staff cost, abatements can cost $1,000 to $10,000 each. And so if we average that and we talk about the 60 properties that self-abated, that saved the county between $66,000 and $110,000 plus the staff time. So we have an estimated savings of about $122,000 in staff cost and abatement cost that was saved due to the free dump days. And on the last slide, next steps, we have an additional 18 properties that we're still planning to abate or work with the property owners to self-abate. There may be, once we take self-abated properties off of our grant list, we can add new properties. So we're currently looking at how many new properties we might be able to add. We are looking at the possibility of a couple more free dump days in year 2 to be held in South County. And we'll continue with public education and outreach on the negative effects of illegal dumping for our community. And we would like to thank our partners, 360 Junk Hauling, of course, our code enforcement team, but also there were other county staff that volunteered, staff from Buildings and Grounds and Public Works. Also were out helping both community members and at the free dump day events. Earth and Worth both participated in getting the word out and assisting with a list of folks that needed help in the community to self-abate. The AmeriCorps Cirque team was involved. Swim, the Lake County Crushers football team, which was organized by Worth, I believe, or Earth, and of course EJ. And thanking the Nice Fire Station, Lucerne Castle, and Clear Lake Moose Lodge for their support in offering up their spaces to us at no cost. And I'd be happy to take questions.
Thank you for that. I just, and that's a common thing that people will have an issue with is the advance notice of it, but you're right, absolutely right. Every other dump day that we've done, people store it. And that's been the biggest complaint when it comes to previous dump days when I first started, was when they did it in the past decades, people would store their garbage and bring it in, people that, were contractors and whatnot. So I think it was strategically done properly. I appreciate that. I think, first off, everything that you've done with this CalRecyle grant, when Worth was bringing up the Pile Road and you presented that you were going over this grant, it's just, you followed through on it, you did it. I know that a lot of times the citizens don't get to see that. And so this is just a really tangible, process that took place. I always think about the other aspect, and there's dumping in the hills and dumping. I know that we talked about abatement and those types of fundings, that type of funding, but also having to contract with someone to go in the hills and pick up that garbage that's, plastic that's all brittle and, this and that. So there's that. And I have a couple of other people that have reached out to me about the Lucerne Hills, and that they've seen the CalRecyle sign up there, and they said for like the last month they haven't seen anything dumped, knock on wood. But that's just an example of how great this is. So I thank you all for that. I thank you all for the work you've done, seeing you out there every time, just ready to go. And people were they're really happy. All that weight, when you think about the weight lifted out of those towns, and then future towns that are going to deal with this as well. So again, my kudos to you for all the work you did. You listened to the public, and that's all we can ask. So thank you again.
I should say this was a true team effort. Damian Marks, our staff services analyst, was the lead on setting up and organizing the dump days. He did a fantastic job. Marcus was at every dump day greeting the public, kind of our front man. Joey has been, Norman Valdez, Joey has been responsible for all of the abatements and has done a fantastic job with that. In addition, I believe every code enforcement officer on our team participated in at least one dump day. So it has been a true team effort.
And Pascal, again, thank you. I seen you after Nice the first time and was really just kind of figuring this out there late, trying to get everything cleaned up so you weren't leaving a mess. That was really cool. A lot of times that you just got to wait till the next day, but you had your guys stay. They did a lot of work. They made every effort to try to make the citizens have enough time and room to dump, and so that was really great. So I just wanted to throw that out to you too, Pascal. Anybody else? Go ahead, Supervisor. I didn't see it. Sorry.
No worries. Thank you for this. It's a large amount of trash that you won't have to deal with. Did you say 8,000 to 10,000 on average?
No, 1,000 to 10,000 is how much abatements cost us, depending on how much there is to take.
So and I apologize, but I still would like to correct you. 10,000 times 60 is 600,000 potentially.
Well, we went with an average.
Well, that's still, you don't know. It could be on the high end. I mean,
be.
that's a lot of trash that you collect, and I think we need to look at the biggest amount that we potentially save. So you're looking at $622,000 potentially saved to focus on the other things that are still there. And so I think that we need to look at the greatest benefit that we got from that and not the average, not the lowest. And that benefit is huge. The other part is, I don't know when we last got a CalRecyle grant, and I'm thankful that we finally got started on that. I don't know if it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, but it's been too long. I know that my experience with the city of Clear Lake, they get those at least maybe every 2 years, every year, but they're always trying, and they're getting red tagged homes demolished. They're getting properties abated. And the fact that we're doing the same thing now and with the results like this is amazing. And I know you're not done with that. You have abatements that are still coming up. You also we've had a conversation with Chair Crandall as well. You have prevention dollars as well to try and prevent some of these things. All of the above, I think, is just a winning combination, and appreciate what you've done. And I apologize. I took advantage of the free dump day. I did come to Clear Lake Oaks to bring a load. But thank you.
It was a very small load.
Anybody else? I will say too that Maria, I know that you said you're giving the floor to your staff, but just the fact that you allowed your staff to carry this through and do what they needed to do, so you can focus on things. That's another leadership skill. So just allowing them to take the ball and run with it. That's I have to give you kudos for that too, because they did a really wonderful job just as a team moving forward. So.
I appreciate that. It's very easy when you have a rock star team to let them go and do their magic, and just I was amazed. Both of the effort on our team side, the way they brought in volunteers, and the way that they reached out directly to the community to bring in the property owners who have been identified, as code violation or violators, was just wonderful. Additionally, if I could add something, this activity resonates with the Lake County 2050 General Plan update, in that the countywide surveys that we did initially to identify key issues showed around the lake a strong desire both for enforcement of the codes as well as government coming alongside our residents and assisting those who needed help to come into compliance. So this is when we do the general plan and we cover those community priorities, I mean, we should just post a picture of what happened here. Thank you.
Yeah, and the amnesty aspect of it too. I remember talking about how some of the folks that had violations with their red tags or something of the like violations, and just giving them the opportunity, saying, hey, you have this opportunity to clean up. If we have to come and abate, it's going to be worse, and they took advantage of it. So just that's good thinking as well. So, yeah. Any other comments? Do you want to add anything?
Yeah, my one last thing that somehow I missed on our presentation. We did take in over 1,000 tires. We took in over 500 mattresses. Kind of tie that back down to us using Pascal and being grateful for his services. Those are things we wouldn't have been able to do without him, with the massive amount of trailers and crew that he brought out to be able to haul that stuff away. Big thanks to all of his crew as well, who were there from 7 in the morning till sometimes 7 at night. We had 100-degree temperatures in the Oaks. We had rain in Lucerne. They never stopped. So I want to thank them. I also want to thank you, Supervisor Crandall, because for almost every single one of them, you were out there with Vance. Listen, your guys collecting from people.
That's right, Vance. Vance Ricks, if you're listening, thank you as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you
Tried to
very
get
much.
him to come down, but he wouldn't come.
And everybody from the community who volunteered. We had people who came and brought their stuff and then went out and collected from neighbors. All the code officers who made so many trips. Sometimes I don't even know how they filled their trucks as fast as they did. So I just wanted to thank everybody who went out there and went above and beyond for this.
Awesome. All right. If there's not anything else, I'll open it up for public comment. If there's anyone that would like to come up.
Hi, Elaine Brown. Wow, I applaud what you're doing so much because we want to keep this place beautiful. So if there's grants available, first of all, I just want clarity in case someone else is listening has the same questions. If it's in Eddie's community, but someone else can come from another community and bring their stuff, is that correct? Are you able to cross communities with these different, where they're held?
We did our outreach to specific communities, but we didn't check IDs. So,
Okay, this is-
we want all the garbage in Lake County to be cleaned up. So we weren't trying to limit people who wanted to put the effort into loading up and bringing their items, but we did our outreach in the community that the dump days were going to be in. And if it traveled word of mouth, then it did, and that was fine.
Great. And were there in that community, like say Lucerne, were there pickup trucks that would go to the homes and bring the stuff out for them? Oh, that's great. They would do that. Okay, that's wonderful. And just, I don't know, in the future, if there's any like extra grant monies that if they're available and come available for your the people that have the different garbage organizations around the county, if they were been given like grant money to be able to do this, where like, I know in Fresno, I mentioned it before, Fresno, they just have 2 days in a community in the neighborhood, even nice neighborhoods, they just dump everything in the streets. So like if say you're disabled in a community and you can't like get out, you just start 1 week you can dump everything in front of your house. And maybe if the neighbor doesn't have garbage service, they can put theirs in yours. And that way you get a bunch of garbage out a couple of times a year. Because like you said, you don't want people keeping their garbage. So it's just an opportunity maybe where you have a massive amount in just one neighborhood twice a year where they can put it out and it gets taken out. It's a lot of, I don't know how they do it in Fresno, but it was cool. Thanks.
Thank you. All right, any other public comment? Well, we'll bring it back to the board and close public comment. Again, thank you so much for this presentation and for all the work you've done. It's awesome. And I can't wait to see what you have in store for the rest of the county as well. You guys are going to really love it. It's going to be awesome. The community comes together really well. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.